Well, I'm trying yet another camera angle. Put the camera back on super wide, and I'm tilting the camera down a little more. That way I can hopefully get a shot of the handlebars and the horizon still. Oh, my harness is a little crooked. Shit. Damn it. Fuck. Really? There we go. I gotta be careful with that when I put my backpack on, or when I stretch or something. The harness tends to shift up my body, the straps, so my camera angle gets jacked up. I think I jacked it up when I was reaching up to put my helmet on. So I got done watching the new Halo series on Platinum Plus, and they did a really, really good job. It's kind of interesting seeing the Spartans out of their armor. I think the actor they got to play John, because I think his face was what John's face was actually supposed to look like, or rumored to look like. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe they just had to wait until the technology was available to make a live action version of a series of them games. Or more live action at least. So I can't remember if the other movies that they made were CGI, or I know a lot of them were CGI, but I don't know if any of them had like live action people. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm not gonna say too much about the show in case anybody hasn't actually watched it yet, but if you haven't watched it, I recommended it. And if you're a Halo fan, definitely go watch it. They got the weapons right, they got the freaking all the characters right, the enemies right, the Covenant right. Hey, somebody put a trash obstacle out for me. How nice of them. Not entirely sure where I'm planning on heading today. Probably just usual. I would like weave in and out of all these side streets and residences and neighborhoods and shit, but I'm like, I've ridden all these streets. Not much interesting going on them. Yeah, I got an arrow. Yeah, traffic's kind of heavy right now, which is weird because it's like 3 o'clock. I know some schools are going to be getting out. Yeah, it's Monday, isn't it? Yeah, so some schools are going to be getting out. But like I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I was in school. I think that's right. The high schools and junior highs get out earlier than the elementaries get out, like 3:30 or something. If that's still how it goes. It sucked one year. Like I had this really expensive BMX bike called a RevCore XXL when I was like 15 in high school. My mom and stepdad bought it from my uncle, one of my uncle's BMX racing buddies, and it had a really nice 3-piece profile crankset on it for racing. But what he failed to inform them of is that it was rusted out all inside. And I was riding it, and I jumped off of something, and the freaking crank arm snapped off. The left crank arm snapped off, and gouged a big chunk of skin out of meat out of my leg. And so we took it to like we were trying to get the rest of the bottom bracket and the other crank off, and we couldn't get it off because it was all rusted on there. I mean, the bearing, the bracket worked and everything, but it just would not come loose. And for like a whole freaking summer, I didn't have my badass BMX bike, and that sucked. Eventually, we had to take it to an auto shop and have somebody, the mechanic, cut it off with a welder. And then I ended up getting like a crappy, like one-piece generic crank set from the bike shop. And a lot of parts on that bike broke, like the neck broke on it. It had a DK neck broke. And I think the handlebars got jacked up on it. Because back then, even then, I was riding BMX bikes more like mountain bikes. So I guess that was just kind of destined to happen. I used to love riding around Redlands, man. Redlands, there's a lot of good bike riding in Redlands. Trying not to mumble that, but I did. Like, I used to like riding up Sunset Drive. I think it's called Sunset Drive or Sunset Boulevard. I think it's Sunset Drive in Redlands. Up for there was like a lot of like famous people lived up on that hill. They had like mansions up there. I used to do it on a BMX bike with no gears. No extra gears. I don't know, the road feels like extra bumpy today for some reason. So the bikes I've owned over the years, the first bike I owned was like a generic yellow BMX bike that had a coaster brake on it, and I got that when I was 6. The next bike I owned was called an MT Quickfox, and it was my first bike with hand brakes. That was a pretty badass bike. My uncle worked at a bike shop at the time. My mom bought it from him at that bike shop. Next bike after that was, what the hell did I get? The RevCore. And I had that until my idiot stepfather left the garage door open, and someone stole that bike. Then I had the GT Timberline, and I rode that until the frame broke on that one. Rear dropout frame broke in that area. Then I think I got another Timberline. And I had that for a few years, and then the same thing happened. One of it broke in like the exact same spot the other one did. And I had a KHS Elite, like a commuter, like mountain bike. It's basically what I could afford at the time. Oh no, wait, no, I'm getting way ahead of myself. The second Timberline broke. No, wait, the first Timberline broke, and then I got a GT RTS, which is one of the first full suspension bikes that were out. And I did a couple races with that. And then I was riding at Big Bear, and I had just hopped off the lift during mountain bike season, and I was going to ride up the rest of the way we were going to do like a back of the mountain trail with me and my friends. I went to pedal it, and the whole frame just fucking folded over. It broke behind 3 different welds at one time. And then I got my second Timberline, and then I rode that one until the frame broke on it. That's what happened. Then I got the KHS. Then I didn't ride it for a while because I wasn't feeling too well for a while. My uncle got a hold of it and was going to rebuild it, and he found a bunch of stress fractures in the frame, so I had to ditch that one. And then I ended up on a GT Aggressor for a few years, and then that bike broke. Gain weight, bro. And then after the Elite broke, I ended up on a cheap, like, generic bike because that's all I could afford. Then I got the Elite, and then I got the Aggressor. I don't know, I'm getting all mixed up. Then I had the Aggressor for a long time, and I got into e-bikes when I had the Aggressor, and I actually had the Aggressor, and I had my first e-bike, which was an R-Martin R10 bike, and that bike sucked. It was full suspension, but it was a piece of shit. It broke. Then I got a new one under warranty, and that one broke. And then they didn't want to do that one in full under warranty, so they gave me one of their other bikes. And then that one broke. And then I got into kits, e-bike kits. And then I rebuilt my GT Aggressor with a kit for the longest time. But then I wanted a backup bike, so I ended up buying another inexpensive e-bike called a Curry Skyline. And rode that until I modified it and wrecked it at Cal State, hitting the curb, and broke that bike. And then harvested parts off of it and rebuilt my, switched a bunch of parts out on the Aggressor, dual motored the Aggressor, and started riding the Aggressor again. And then I had the bottom bracket on the Aggressor, like, not the bottom bracket, but the threads that hold the bottom bracket in, they stripped out, so I couldn't even ride the bike anymore. And so I ended up getting another inexpensive e-bike off of Amazon. Had that for a while, but it just wasn't working out because the parts kept breaking on it. So then I went with kits again, and I switched all the parts that came on the bike off and put different parts on it, and it held up for a couple more years. And then I got some money, decided to get an upgrade. So from that bike, I moved over to another mountain bike. I bought a frame, or I bought the bike, and then switched the parts out. I rode that for a little while. And then I bought a fat tire mountain bike. And turned that into an e-bike, dual hub motor. And I kept having issues with parts coming loose on it. And then, are you like aggressively trying to cut me off or something, bro? Come on, man, I got a fucking camera on. I got a fucking camera! See the camera, dumbass? Fuck. Now I got your license plate. I'm going left. I'm going left. And that'll make for a good video. And the teen youth of today is supposed to be our future. I hope they don't ever amount to anything, because they're gonna fuck shit up. I can't help if you don't know what hand directions are. Should have yelled something about hand directions at that dumb girl, man. She's like yelling at me, wrong lane. It's like, I'm not supposed to make a left turn from the fucking bike lane, moron. Jesus Christ. That guy fucking, I don't know, he saw me, he just kept fucking aggressively cutting me off. I don't know what the fuck, man? The dotted line in the bike lane doesn't mean run the fucking bike off the road. I think I'm gonna go straight here and cut through the parking lot and make a left, because I don't want to block this guy in the truck off. Because this road's sensitive. You gotta be like a certain weight to get the sensor to trip, and I'm not that. Oh, well, fuck, never mind. I got pedestrians. Okay, cool. on, bus. Are you not paying attention to the fact there's someone fucking behind you, bro? God damn, dude. I can't fucking win today. Swear to fucking God. So yeah, after that little incident with the kids in the car, I'm gonna go home because I'm stressed out now. Still kind of shaky and really angry and pissed off right now. And that's not really something good to be feeling when you're riding your bike around where I live. It's just bound to happen again the longer I'm on the road, and it's gonna make me more pissed off. I don't feel too good now, damn it. Try to do everything I can not to get stressed out, and that shit happens. Okay, well, I'm home, so I hope you watch this video and like and subscribe and comment on the interaction I had with the jackasses. Okay, thank you.